Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of STEAM Sundays. I'm your co-host JP, and this is my co-host Jacob.
And I'm your co-host Jacob, and this is my co-host JP. Let's get right into it. For the past couple of weeks, we have been in talks with a professional engineer that works for none other than BAE Systems.
I know what you're thinking. What is that? And don't worry, that's what I was thinking too. BAE is an engineering company that is revolutionizing the technology, space, and pioneering new inventions for the U.S. Department of Defense. They also happen to be one of the top sponsors for FIRST Robotics.
Hold on, JP. They are not just a sponsor for the U.S. Department of Defense, they are the sponsor for the U.S. Department of Defense. BAE Systems is one of the top firms that the government goes to for innovations in the security field.
They are also the leading supplier of cybersecurity and intelligence to commercial customers around the world. Speaking about worldwide, this company is international, operating in around 40 countries.
Now to introduce our guest for this Sunday, drum roll please, Gary Stolak. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Mr. Stolak. So thank you so much for coming on to STEAM Sundays today. The first question we have for you is, could you describe a little bit about what you do and how it relates to STEM as a whole?
Yeah, thank you very much. So again, my name is Gary Stolak. I work for a company called BAE Systems. And BAE Systems is one of the largest global defense companies in the world. We're an engineering company, and we provide some of the world's most advanced technology-led defense, aerospace, and security solutions. I'm one of 100,000 employees around the world. My office is located in Long Island, in Green Lawn, about 25 minutes from Plainview. And my business specifically designs and produces electronic systems and sensors that go on aircraft, ships, drones, submarines, platforms you may know like F-35, F-16, F-18, the Black Hawk helicopter. My role is Director of Strategic Operations. I lead the manufacturing teams, the supply chain, and quality teams that produce the equipment that we do right here in Green Lawn.
That's really cool. I'd just like to ask, what does a typical day look like for a professional engineer? Like, more specifically, what type of tools do you use every day that we might know that we use in school during our engineering classes and stuff like that?
Okay, so I didn't say before, but I'm an engineer. I am a mechanical engineer by education, even though I'm in a director of manufacturing role today. So I work with engineers every day, all day. My engineers fit different categories. So we have systems engineers, software engineers, mechanical engineers. They use different types of tools, different types of equipment every day. You may be working in a lab environment, so you're running equipment in a lab, working as a sole individual contributor. You may be writing code in an office area and then testing that code on test equipment in the lab. You might be performing environmental stress testing on some of our electronics. So you might be setting up equipment in full-size walk-in type temperature chambers, vibration tables, electromagnetic interference test facilities. You're working with tools that you may be comfortable with in Microsoft 365, with Microsoft Teams, collaborating with other engineers. Or you might be a mechanical engineer doing a lot of CAD design work. And then you turn that CAD work using 3D modeling, and then you take the 3D model parts and actually prototype and test them in the lab. So all kinds of fun tools, and depends on what type of engineer you are.
That's really cool. Some of those like CAD and Microsoft Teams, we use that to communicate and get work done in our club environment. Yeah, that's cool.
Keep working it, and it applies in the real world.
Yeah, it's like our main mode of communication here. Lastly, I wanted to ask you a question just for like our younger audience, people who might not know much about STEM. What advice would you give to future engineers that are trying to, learn more about STEM and hope to grow up to do something like you do?
Sure. Well, I have lots of advice that I could share. Some of the key things that I talk to my employees about, new hires that I bring on into our environment. Being able to communicate effectively is really important, not only as an engineer, but in your career, but also in your personal life. Engineering is more than just the technical work and solving an equation. You have to be able to explain your ideas clearly to different audiences, and it's really crucial. That's written communication, verbal communication. I also advise younger aspiring engineers, always keep learning. It's more than it's part of what you do in class. So there's class learning, but then there's learning outside the class. Learn how to fix things at home. Learn how, get on YouTube and watch videos on how things work. And just problem solving in your real regular life applies and also in your career. And I also advise folks to collaborate and network. So engineering is a team sport, and you need, if you're a good software engineer, you're going to rely heavily on a good mechanical engineer, systems engineer, safety engineer. So you really need to build good relationships with your peers and with other mentors. And I'm sure you guys do that now in your club, but that carries over into a professional career.
I know in our club we always try to bounce ideas off each other and not sort of like one person take control. We always like to hear out what other people have to say because their idea might be the one that does the job. I'd just like to end it off by thanking you for your time and what you've taught me and Jonathan. I hope that what you've said teaches our audience more about engineering and what they could do for their future. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm inspired to see that you, a younger generation, are excited to be in the engineering field. And one day we may work together at BAE Systems. So thanks for including me today.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That has been this week's episode of STEAM Sundays.
Don't you guys keep getting better and better?
I was just thinking that. See you next time.